the latest, something we picked up a couple days ago. Actually, about the same time we picked up the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. I think we picked this up the day before. This is new. I've been waiting on this for a while. Kimber Ultra CDP II. Been wanting a Kimber for a while, and finally went out and bought one. I bought this thing, and I've been waiting on this. And just a quick story about what's going on here in Maryland. I've been waiting on this gun for months. If you watched my SIG P226 video, I talked about how we have a waiting period in Maryland. It's supposed to be 7 days. You can pick up on the 8th day, and that's for the Maryland State Police to do a background check. As a result of this new gun law that just got passed in Maryland, it's going to be taking effect October 1st. We're basically going to have the assault weapons banned. They're going to be outlawing most semi-automatic rifles. The new requirements for purchasing handguns. You got to take the class. You got to go get a license. They're really making it. They're cracking down heavily on gun owners in Maryland. It's always been a bad state to own a gun. Anyway, but this is something that our governor, following the footsteps of Bloomberg. He's a puppet on Bloomberg's strings, and Bloomberg did this in New York, and our guy jumped on the bandwagon and went right behind him. And I think he got the impression from somebody that he's got a chance of winning the Democratic nomination in 2016, and he's gonna use this whole, he passed the gun law in Maryland bit to buttress his platform. I think it's all BS, but that's what we got. So what happened was, when they passed the law, there's been a run on the guns, as you can imagine, and the state police have been tremendously backlogged in their background checks. So instead of taking 7 days, it's now up to about 120 days to get a background check. The law says the dealerships can release the guns after 7 days. They only allow 7 days by law, but you have a lot of firearm dealers that aren't doing it. They were concerned about having the next check number so that they comply with ATF issues. You got a lot of them now that are starting to do it. I got well, I don't know. It's not fortunate. Like I said, I bought this gun months ago. Fortunate in the sense that I still wasn't cleared by Maryland State Police. My background check hadn't come back. Probably isn't going to be back for a couple more months. But the firearms dealer that I bought this from started releasing weapons instead of continuing to wait. So, like I said, it's been months. Literally, I think over 3 months since I purchased this gun, and I was just able to get it last week. But so that's my sad sob story. I live here in Maryland, and that's what I got to deal with. But this is the ultimate. Very nice. Ultra CDP II, Kimber, from Kimber's Custom Shop. This is the Crimson Trace laser grips I bought with this one. So you would turn on the tracer grips, the laser grips here, and then your stud for activating the laser grip is just under the trigger guard. And you would hit that with your middle finger. And as you can see, the laser comes on when you hit that stud. The laser housing is just above the trigger finger, but you can see it's a very strong laser. You can see that, and that's broad daylight. And I'll tell you, we went to the range with this a couple days ago when we picked it up, and in broad daylight on a good bright sunny day just like today, outside, this is outdoor range, at 50 feet you could peg your target with this laser and see the laser with no problem. I don't mean you had to look for it. I mean, it was there. You just saw it. It wasn't like you had to squint or try to find it or whatever. It was a bright, readily, easily seen laser. 50 feet was as far as we shot it, so I don't know how much further the laser would go out, but it's there. Kimber, this is quality stuff. Good hand guards. Check ring on the back of the pistol grip, which you can see there. A really nice feel to it. Also check ring on the front. It really, your hand feels good holding on to it. You got your grip safety, of course. The beaver tail I really like. This is the first gun I've owned with a beaver tail. I really like the way that feels on the top of the hand. Just the way you're able to, it almost rest in the hand a little bit better just because of the way that's set up. I like it. On this side you've got your, a couple of small things I don't like, a couple of things I don't like. Your slide release there. If you're in the Kimbers or you know anything about them, The breakdown on them is a headache, so that I'm not too fond of. I've only done it once. I just did, and in fact, I just finished doing it to clean it, and it's a damn nightmare. But the slide release, I actually like using my slide release. A lot of people don't. You know, a lot of people just grab the slide. I actually like using it, and this one is so far forward. It's particularly for somebody like me who has like short, stubby hands. You know, it's hard to get. Now I could rotate the gun a little sideways and get it, but because how forward the slide release is, as a practical matter, if you've got shorter fingers, your fingers aren't very long, it's not going to be something practically that you're going to be able to use if you want to use it. And that would be, you know, something I don't like about it. But it's not going to, you know, it's not a deal killer by far for me. I mean, I can pull the slide just like everybody else. The only other thing, and this doesn't affect me at all, but I'll tell you, if you're a left-handed shooter, I noticed on these, you know, Crimson Trace grips that they had to. You can see your thumb safeties here. So here, and it's a very nice. I like it. I mean, I really like that. It's right in the right place, easy to hit. Well, you can see on the ambidextrous safety, and there's not an ambidextrous mag release. Actually, it's only on the right. It's for right-handed shooter. But there is an ambidextrous thumb safety. But you can see with the Crimson Trace grips, they had to cut it off. And so if you're left-handed, it really is, and you know, it's an all. You can get it. You can get in it if you really, you know, but it's not something that's going to be that you're going to be easily just, you know, getting it down. I guess it's fine, but getting it up, you know, it's a little awkward. You got to get your thumb right up under there, and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't rotate so well. So, you know, that is what it is. If you're left-handed, it's just something you have to deal with. I guess on the other hand, if you're left-handed, there's likelihood that you would, virtually none, that you would obstruct the laser, because that is an issue if you're right-handed. If you let that finger start to float up before you go on the trigger, you can actually obstruct the laser. But you know, that's just something you have to work on with training with the weapon. This is obviously a match grade barrel, match grade trigger. The trigger on this thing is ridiculous. I mean, this is so crisp. You almost don't even know that the trigger has been pulled. You're firing the gun almost. It's almost like it's firing itself. I mean that. It's best feeling trigger I've ever ever pulled, coming from a manufacturer. I mean, obviously this is a custom. Kimber does custom work on it, but it's just the best feeling trigger ever that I've ever felt without having serious trigger work done. And you know, I guess that's it. I mean, this is nice. I got this in anticipation of concealed carry. I think this will be. I fed, as we open it, I obviously have to test it with different ammo. I fed, I guess we shot 250 rounds through this thing. And I didn't get a single, no problems, no FTFs, no FTEs, no problems whatsoever. Flawless. And I'm going to put on a video and some still shots of us at the range with it. But I mean, in terms of accuracy, it's sick. I mean, this is a. By the way, this is the Ultra CDP II. It's a 3-inch barrel, and I know a lot of people aren't enthused by 3-inch barrels because I think there are issues with it, accuracy in terms of accuracy. But I don't know. This thing, I'm telling you, 3 inches or not, this is, you can. Bam, bam, bam. You can put them where you want them to go.
Remember everything you just said?
A little bit.
Okay. Hold on.
Let's see. That up there.
Alright, go ahead. I thought it was going to stop me.
Alright, hands together, facing down.
Hey, wait, what should be in?
Okay, look. It's good now. Safety on.
How do I?
That's it. That's what it should be doing. That's what it should be doing. Can you zoom in on that? Yeah.
Yes.
Pick the gun up with just one hand.
It's just it's well-made firearm. It's very accurate. And as soon as I picked it up, and I tend to be, I'm not like a super shooter or anything. I'm not the best shooter in the world by far. I tend to have to work quite a bit with my firearms to get proficient at them. But the first time I shot this, I think I was fairly effective with it. Like I said, I'll put up a video and some still shots, maybe, or still shots of the gun. I'll put up a video shooting it, and I was able to be effective with this the very first time we shot it. And you know, I would say the same thing for my son too. My daughter shot it; she wasn't too effective with it, but she, you know, she tries and keep working with it. She'll get better. But it's just very nice. It comes with one 7-round magazine. I heard terrible things about these Kimber magazines. I didn't have any problem with it when I shot with it. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it loads. It didn't jam up on me or anything. So while I was waiting for this to come, I did order me some Wilson Combat mags in addition to the one that came with it. So I've got 4 of those. Those are also 7-round mags. And they're, you know, everybody understands what Wilson is about. It's really good stuff. So you won't have any problems with those. But this is what I hope to be able to conceal carry this at some point. Maryland does not have concealed carry. There was a case that went up last year. Federal District Court in Maryland ruled that the may issue statute in Maryland was unconstitutional and that it should be a shall issue state. That went up to the 4th Circuit Court of Appeals in Richmond, and it was a big win for us, obviously from the Federal District Court, but it was reversed by the 4th District. And then there was a petition that it be heard en banc, meaning the entire 4th District. I think they did a 3-judge panel at first, so they tried to get the entire, and that's something you have to request on your way to try to get a writ of certiorari to the Supreme Court. And the 4th Circuit denied hearing it en banc. So we'll see if it gets granted certiorari to the Supreme Court. I certainly hope so. That would be the first case of this particular issue that will be before the Supreme Court, and that issue being whether or not there's a right to defend oneself with a firearm outside the home. Whether there's a constitutional right to possess a firearm outside of your home, and I hope so. I hope the court takes it, and I hope they say that it is, and if they do, then I'll be able to carry this around with me in Maryland. I have a concealed weapons permit, not a Maryland one, so I can carry in most of the states in the country. So if I'm traveling, this is something that I can carry in many states, and if I travel, then I will. But other than that, like I said, I hope things come through in Maryland and the law gets changed. But that's it. Kimber Ultra CDP II. Drop a line, tell me what you think. Favorite, like, I'd appreciate it. It helps with the views. Peace.